Hey, welcome. Nosy Housefrau here. It's been a long day, and I'm finally getting that cold that was going around the office, so nobody can call me Typhoid Mary anymore. But I wasn't going to miss vlogging because guess what? There's another name we can add to the list of people who hate my face. Glitterforever17's mom came for me under the comments of Oil Wife Life's video about Glitterforever17. Now, what I know about Glitterforever17 could fill a thimble, frankly. I clicked on the video because I like Oil Wife Life. Her videos are great. Even if I'm not big on the topic, I'll probably learn something or enjoy it anyway. So there I was watching the video, and it occurred to me I had clicked on one of Glitter's videos. It was the one with the tampons and some things you can't unsee with like the blood on the teeth. Oh God. I clicked right off because I can't stand vomiting. I like comedy. And so I thought, this girl is not for me. How she has 3 million subs is a mystery and probably a sad commentary on our time, but whatever. I'm an old housefrau, so it just wasn't my cup of tea. So I made a comment under the comment section. Now, mind you, people have done videos about this girl. People were saying all kinds of stuff about her in the comments, And here's the exchange between me and Ramona Coaster. Now you can pause and, pause that and read the exchange. You get the gist. She didn't come for anyone else the way she did for me. She just came out guns a-blazing. Apparently what I said really set her off. Just because I said her daughter's nuts and the boyfriend is super gay. Nothing anybody else didn't say, but it must have been the way I said it. It must have been my amusement. I don't know. I have a way of irritating like no one else can. I am pretty lethal with the keyboard, but at first I laughed and I thought, what is this, a sock of hers? Why would she care about this random comment? And then I was like, why would she care? And then I went to my channel to see if she maybe wanted to make a comment there, but there were just suddenly a bunch of new thumbs down. And I don't know that it was her, but certainly it might seem like it was. I mean, she was cuckoo enough to stalk the feed of people talking about her daughter. I noticed on a video that Peter Mon did talking about her daughter, he mentioned some constructive criticism. He didn't like mudsling or get inappropriately nasty, but he doesn't pull his punches either. He lays it down and is a straight shooter. So she basically ran down her daughter's CV in the comments. I thought maybe she'd go for him and like do these ad hom attacks. Nope. She was just like, well, she does have dual degrees in X, Y, and Z. So yeah, I mean, I'm a mom. And if someone were talking about my kid, even one I don't have, let's say hypothetically, someone was talking about your kid, would you just run down their list of accomplishments? Or would you defend their character? I mean, that's what really hits a mom, I think, is to say, no, you've got this person wrong. They have a really good heart. Now, I don't want anyone to feel bad for me, okay? I would not vlog if I didn't have a thick skin. And I have mastered the very important skill in life of making my own opinion the one that counts most. It's not what people say to us. It's what we do with what they say to us. You show me someone who goes around calling people names like fat and ugly or whatever else crazy. She seems to have the same criticisms of people. You show me someone like that, and I'll show you someone who probably calls themselves a lot worse because they have been taught by masters. I guarantee you. So one great thing happened out of getting sucked into this vortex of stupid. I found a great channel, Lavender Lady, and I always like finding another good channel I can watch. And I liked her channel so much that I watched her other stuff, and it turns out that she too likes crime things, and she has an excellent video on a nightmare situation she had when she was graduating from hair school. It's a great story. So I'll put links to her channel below too, because it's totally worth it as a footnote. And maybe you'll like her too. Subscribe. She has a clip that I have to show you about Glitterforever17 and her mother, which I found rather illuminating.
Mom, what did you think about what so-called Piper said about me?
Well, I think she had a lot of nerve because she's the one who started all the bullshit to begin with.
And that's all you really needed to see to get that very important first impression, isn't it? Clearly, Breland was raised by a walking Jerry Springer show. And she has been taught that the worst thing you can be is physically ugly. And that's why that's the worst thing you can say to someone. In that video, there's a whole section of her talking about how this girl needs to stop eating. She needs to spend some of that YouTube money like she did and get her teeth fixed. She needs to do all of these physical things. Bravo, Mom. Well done. You've taught your daughter to never be happy, to never truly have self-worth. That's how she's coming across anyway. I don't know if she's trolling or not, but she sure doesn't seem like someone who is putting an emphasis on what's important in life. She thinks the worst thing you can be is ugly. What's going to happen if she gets in a disfiguring accident? Or if she gets a disease? Or if, unlike you, who's so youthful and beautiful, what if she gets old? Look, I'm sincere when I say, please, 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 don't send any more hate these people away, please. They have enough issues. I did insult her daughter. She's overzealous to say the least, but I called the girl crazy, which in my opinion, in the short clip of hers I saw, she seemed kind of crazy to me. Maybe it was the tampons on the face and her obsession with sharing her menstrual cycle. I don't know. You know, she was being so mean, and it seemed like she taught her daughter to be so mean. I'm like, this mean mother-daughter team kind of seems familiar in a weird way. And then this played in my head. Are they the Nellie and Mrs. Olsen of YouTube? That's an old reference, so some of you can look up those clips on YouTube, and maybe I've turned on a whole new generation to Little House on the Prairie. I did call her husband gay, and in my opinion, I misspoke a little bit. He's super gay. Like, I think this is on a loop in his head.
God loves gays. God loves gays.
Okay, he says he's bisexual, and I don't really care. Hang on while I try to care. Yeah, no, it didn't take. Anyway, I'm just saying, he comes across so gay that maybe you want to clarify. He's from Russia. There could be a language barrier. Now, when he says bisexual, does he mean he just likes to be with two guys at once? Now, let me tell you two things about life that I know to be absolutely true for me. Number one, from time to time, people like to tell me I'm ugly, even when I was thin. And number two, one man or another has been trying to climb up on top of me since 1982. If I'm so unattractive, why don't they leave me alone? And I know what you're thinking, Hausfrau, 1982, wasn't that the year that the Thriller album came out and you were like 14? Yes and yes. And that doesn't stop them. You see, I'm something far worse than ugly. I'm just pretty enough, okay? And people think I'm going to be extra friendly, grateful as hell, and I'll never tell. I don't know what the deal is. I might be giving off a pheromone, really. I don't know. But it doesn't stop them. To this day, I can't go into a 7-Eleven without getting hit on by some of the foreign men who tend to sometimes maybe work there. And I've had to ask myself, how old and fat and married do you have to be for this to stop? Now, I don't have a daughter, but if I did, I'd be like, okay, honey, you have lady parts, and let me just tell you, they sell themselves. You're going to have to keep people out of there. When I was a young woman, my first apartment was at the Lake Buena Vista Apartments in Orlando. I worked at the Magic Kingdom, and I was one of the only Americans staying in these apartment complexes with all the people who worked at Epcot. And believe you me, the first day I moved in, the guy downstairs from Italy and the guy across the way from Morocco, they saw me. It wasn't long before, oh, look, it's the new neighbor, came over to ask if he could borrow a cup of vagina. But are you happily married? As far as you're concerned, it's bliss, Achnad. Okay. As some of you know, when I film later at night, I get the giggles. So excuse me if I have more edits. But I wanted to leave you with some thoughts that might be able to help other people. I had a friend who once said to me, Carrie, why do you get prettier every time I see you? And I said the truth. I'm an acquired face. And ugly fades just like beauty. But the fact is, I do often look in the mirror and like so many people, I think, oh, Quasimodo, ring a bell? But the fact is, every time I talk about going under the knife, which I very much want to do, and some of you know I really am going to get some lip injections and do some zhuzhing here and there. I know that we can make people transcend what we look like, and those important things come from within. If I change my face to make myself feel better, whether that works or not, my husband and my son have begged me not to do that. And that means a lot to me because I don't have to look at me, you do. I'm looking out of this face. But my son and my husband, who's been with me for 25 years, they see someone else. And if I change my nose because I don't like my nose, I'm changing the face of the person who took care of them when they were sick, loved them through the holidays, all of that stuff. So it's really hard. Okay, now I'm going to cry instead of laugh. Well, let me put it this way. Leave you with this parting thought. You know how they say no one on their deathbed ever said, I wish I had spent more time at the office? As someone who almost died one time, and I really felt myself going into the light, I can tell you, I don't think anyone thinks I wish I had been prettier. You wish you maybe had more time. I was angry because my son was 3 and I was worried. But towards the end, I didn't worry about a thing. That's how far along I was. And I just felt kind of at peace with everything. But I imagine we don't wish we had been more beautiful. If anything, people would regret things they didn't say, or maybe some ugly things that they did say. But I don't think anybody wishes that they had looked different in the last moments of their life. And I've never been to a funeral where anybody said, well, she sure was homely. We didn't have to have a closed casket, but still, she was the greatest, right? No one made a brisket like her. It's a shame she was so ugly. No one ever says that. They talk about the beauty that was within you. Even if you're a beautiful person who dies, people at your funeral talk about how beautiful you were on the inside, how you treated others. That's what we're remembered by. And we certainly live in such a horrible climate now where we need to be kinder to each other and we need to plant seeds of love. So I'll start. You are beautiful. So saith the housefrau.